Okay, Bismillah. Right, Bismillah. Okay folks, welcome back to another Mathswatch Grade C topic. Clip 122 for those of you following us at home. I've got the booklets and some printed out. Today's topic we're going to be looking at is volume of a prism. Okay, but before we launch ourselves into the questions on the Mathswatch CD work, I'm going to just introduce the volume topic hopefully in a fresh approach. Right, let's just clear some space on here. Okay. Right. Okay, right, here we go. A blank canvas. Right. Now, when we talk about volume of prisms, what are we talking about here? This particular topic is really an extension of area. So, for example, we have our humble cuboid, okay, and after that we have our trusted triangular prism, and then after that we have our lovely cylinder, okay, and not to forget our lovely, or some of my students call it a skip, well, okay, trapezoid if you make it into a 3D drawing. Okay, so we're looking at these, and just for good measure, if you can squeeze one in somewhere over here maybe, we'll have a look at this shape here, based on a parallelogram. Now, let's label them. Right. Now, what we need to look at here in these type of questions, okay, right, I think I do need that orange as well. Is the concept. What is the concept here that we have? Right. We say that the volume of any prism is based on the area of the face times by the thickness of the shape. I think if you think about it in this particular way, no matter what shape they throw at you, whether it's one of our regular ones or an irregular one, this is the concept that will help us to get the right answer in the examination. So let's box that up. Okay. Okay. Now, so if you have a look at this particular shape here, this part here which I've put here in the highlight in the orange colour, area of the face, is going to be highlighted in this same orange colour. Now, let's put some measurements on there. We have length and width of our face, okay, and this is going to be called the thickness. Here we go, on this particular shape we have our base of the right angle triangle in this case, we have our height, and we have the thickness. Now when I'm talking about thickness, we are taking area to the next level. If you look at this 2D shape, it's a rectangle. But the rectangle, if it was to be extended outwards and have a certain thickness of this particular flat 2D shape, it would give us this cuboid. Similarly, if we had a flat triangle in 2 dimensions and then we would extend and give it a certain thickness to it, then we would have it looking like a triangular prism. And similarly for a cylinder. Cylinder starts off as a circle that is extended by a certain thickness to give us this shape called a cylinder. Similarly for the trapezoid, we have a trapezium that will make it a certain thickness and that gives us the volume. So let's put the thickness on there. So that's our triangle label up. On our cylinder we have the radius and here's the thickness. Okay, here's our trapezoid. In our trapezoid we have our trapezium as the face, and that one we label as A and B, the parallel sides in any order. And now we have our height, perpendicular height, and then we have this measurement here represents our thickness, how thick the shape is. So we're going to use this concept throughout every question to introduce how we deal and think about these particular questions. So if I want to work out the volume of a cuboid, I first of all work out the area of the face. The area of the face is length times by width. And then I times it by the thickness, which I'm going to keep here as nice and a big fat T. Next one, triangular prism. Same formula, general formula, area of the face. The face is a triangle. Here's our face. So the face is the shape that we have highlighted in orange. Okay. Now, next question. So, if I want to work out the area of this particular face for the triangular prism, it's always going to be base times by the height. That's the formula of a triangle divided by 2. So, we're going to have here base times by the height divided by 2. And once we worked out the area of the face, we must multiply by the thickness. And the thickness here again is T, represented by this T. In your examination question or in school, you might use as length or width, whatever. I'm going to use the concept of thickness, meaning how, literally how wide it is or how thick it is. So here's thickness again. So that will give us the volume of the triangle prism. Okay, here comes the next one. We've got to work out the volume of a cylinder. Area of the face. The face is a circle. We've got to work out the area of the... So the volume of the cylinder is going to be the area of the circle, which is the face. And the area of a circle is always pi r squared. Okay? And then we're going to multiply it by the thickness. Okay, remember the first part here is the area part. Remember, volume is an extension of area multiplying by the thickness to give us the volume. So if you know how to work out area, you can work out volume with one extra step, timesing by how thick the shape is. So here's our next shape. It's a trapezoid based on a trapezium face. So we now have to work out the area of this trapezium face. And the area of a trapezium face is, we add up the parallel sides, we divide it by 2, and times it by the perpendicular height. Okay? So we're saying here volume of the trapezoid is equal to that. Okay, so the area of the face, and then times it by the thickness of big T. So I'm making my T big and thick. There we go. Right, so that's the introduction done for the topic I wanted to cover today. Now, if they gave us, for example, in the examination, a question, for example, okay, they gave us an irregular shape and they told us that the area of this particular face was, say, 70 centimeters squared, and they told us that the thickness was equal to 10 centimeters. Okay, so we can use this or a general formula straight with this question, because the question says the volume formula says area of the face. Well, the area of the face they've given us is irregular face and they've told us the area is 70 centimeters squared. So it would be, for this example, volume is equal to the area of the face times by the thickness. Okay, so that will be 70 is area of the face times by thickness of 10. So that will give us 70 times by 10. So that will give us 700 centimeter cubed in this examination style question, which is slightly different than this one where you have an irregular shape. Okay folks, thank you very much for joining me on this introduction to volume prism. Please join me in the next question where we'll actually be doing volume questions from the Mathswatch CD. Thank you.